I don't think anybody's going to argue that.
No, that's like that's defending the indefensible. There's no way.
One of my biggest critiques of Jordan was that he never beat the best Boston, Detroit, or Laker team.
Yes.
And then he won his titles after.
Exactly. And he never had to play the good Rockets teams because he took those two years off.
I think he would have beat him.
I think he would have beat him once. Definitely once.
For me, Jordan, just his killer desire. I mean, and it came out in the Last Dance. I didn't even know it was that. Like, he just wanted to win so bad. And the things he'd use to motivate himself.
He didn't care. He didn't care.
No.
All right, it's time for news, and here's Heather.
One of the 3 men who was shot inside a Detroit gas station earlier this month is now suing the gas station and the owner after the clerk locked all the customers inside. So the victim claims that the gas station failed to properly train the clerk, who literally locked the victims inside when this armed man started threatening to shoot everyone inside if the clerk didn't let him out. So 60-year-old Anthony Bowden said that he stopped at the gas station. It was really early, right around 3 a.m. to get some money from an ATM because he had an early shift at his job. And when he entered the gas station, he saw the shooter arguing with the clerk, and the clerk was behind one of those bulletproof glass windows, right? And the clerk locked the gas station from a button within his little vestibule there. So basically everybody was trapped inside, and this clerk refused to unlock the door even after the gunman basically said, hey, if you don't let me out, I'm going to start shooting. And all the customers were like, please let us out. Like, we'd love to get out of here so that we're not trapped in here with his gunman. But obviously the clerk didn't do that. The gunman opened fire. Bowden was struck 3 times. One of those customers was fatally struck. All were injured. The gunman was charged with lots of different things. 1st-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, felon in possession of a firearm, 4 counts of felony firearm. And the clerk was also charged with involuntary manslaughter. But basically this lawsuit is saying that the gas station, the company that owns it, was negligent in training that clerk for a situation of that sort. A fire that broke out early this morning destroyed a beauty supply store in a Southfield strip mall. Happened right around 4:20 this morning. Multiple fire crews were at the scene as the flames just engulfed the store. You could see them actually coming out of the roof of this strip mall. Crews were able to contain the fire, but neighboring businesses most likely are going to suffer some smoke damage. They do say by 6 a.m. the fire was out, but now, of course, there is an investigation into what caused the fire. Good news is that nobody was injured. A Brownstown man is in custody after threatening to shoot up Woodhaven High School while he was acting very strangely, very erratically in an Instagram Live video. So while he was on this Instagram Live video, this 20-year-old man, he was wearing a mask in the video, and he said, quote, "I can feel it. I am shooting up Woodhaven High School." And then he also acted just strangely. He was yelling at his mother. He was calling her crazy. You could hear a child screaming in the background. Police first learned of this video on May 9th, and they did have Woodhaven and Brownstown School Districts shelter in place while they investigated when this video was taken, or how true is this video. Well, this man, Kenny Larkins, was arrested shortly later, and he's been charged with making a false threat of terrorism. A man was arrested in Ann Arbor after he just randomly went up to a woman who was eating at a cafe and hit her in the head with a stick. But this 20-year-old victim was sitting outside. This was at Avalon Cafe when a suspect approached with a stick, swung it, and hit her in the back of the head. This 29-year-old suspect just kind of walked off afterward, and he was arrested without incident. Police say it was completely random. What? She did have to be transported to the hospital for medical treatment. This is wild. In 2010, a woman in Minnesota accidentally flushed her beautiful diamond ring down the toilet. Okay, and she says she's always had an issue with rings. She takes them off and then
does her job.
You know, well, no, not necessarily does. Every time I gotta go, I take the ring off. She must have had it maybe sitting on the counter. Somehow it was.
How does it go from the counter to the toilet?
Well, some people have their toilet ring. I don't know, John. I don't know all the ins and outs of where this ring was actually. But did it fall off her finger? Was it sitting somewhere? I pictured it like on the side of a counter, and it, oh my goodness. Anyway, it went down the toilet, and the thing is that 13 years later. later, she's been reunited with her ring.
Really?
Yes, so at the time, her husband actually, I don't know if he still does, but he worked for a sewer and drain cleaning company. So he knew everything to do, right? He's like, I'm going to get this ring back for you. And he did everything he could think of to find this ring, but could not retrieve it. And she basically gave up any hope. Like, okay, this ring's, it's a goner. But in March, 13 years later, wastewater workers at this treatment plant that's about a quarter mile away found the ring while they were cleaning a piece of equipment. And then they set out to find who does this ring belong to. You go on social media, you make this campaign, and after this weeks-long investigation that determined she is the owner of the ring, she was reunited with it.
So do you then wear a gold ring?
I think so, or maybe, yeah, I mean, you can get it probably really clean.
Yes. I'm sure you could get it really clean.
Or maybe she takes
But
it
you
to the
just know
store.
over the last 13 years, it sat in a pile of...
Yeah, it did. It sure did.
You'd wear it again.
I mean, depending on the ring.
Well, if you're
I mean, if it's-
engagement ring and
How long were they
yeah.
married?
A very long time. She actually got that ring for her 33rd wedding anniversary from her husband, and she had lost her actual wedding ring before that.
Oh,
This was like
so
a-
this
this was
is
like a-
second go-round.
Don't get another ring.
Jeez, yeah.
Two times you're done. No more for you. It's like the one thing. I was gonna say don't take off, and I'm not wearing mine, but I never wear my ring.
I never take mine off.
Really, honestly, I just don't really like jewelry. I can't sleep in it because my fingers get swollen, and then I hate that feeling. I hate showering with it. It gets caught in my hair.
It's the only piece of jewelry I have. I don't wear watches, I don't have chains, bracelets, or any of that stuff.
No. Yeah. I don't take mine off. The only time I take mine off is just playing basketball.
Yeah, you can get those like silicone rings.
Yeah, the rubber
The
rings.
rubber ones, yeah. For sports. Okay, want one more quickly?
Yes.
So apparently there's some videos trending on TikTok. I've actually seen articles about this. I've never seen the video on TikTok, but it talks about how you need to replace your underwear every 6 months to a year. Basically, you just got to get new underwear.
Why?
Well, because it gets dirty and there's bacteria.
You
But
wash it.
God invented the washing machine.
Yeah, if you can wear a ring after it's been in sewage for 13 years, I think you can wear your underwear more than 6
That's
months
not
without
what
being washed.
That's now what doctors are saying is that don't listen to these TikTok videos. You can keep your underwear forever if you'd like, as long as you're washing them properly. You need to wash them in warm or hot water. If you do that, everything's good. All the bacteria.
Sure.
As long as the elastic,
Yeah,
God.
it goes down the drain.
yeah, as long as the elastic band is
Yes.
working fine,
But
and you don't have holes,
that's
you
the
can
thing.
have underwear for decades.
Because they say the other reason you might want to replace your underwear after maybe decades is because a survey found out that 1 in 8 adults say they're disgusted by the state of their significant other's underwear.
You change the style.
Well, yeah, I mean, but okay, so if you're disgusted
I
by
think
your
it's more
partners,
the
then buy them
holes.
new underwear.
Yes,
You-
which I
what-
have
what do you
done.
wanna see in
I've
that?
done. I've done that. Christmas, always.
All right, thank you very
No
much,
underwear.
Heather. 248-539-9797. There was a fatality.